Welcome to Bronze and Modern Gods. I'm John.
And I'm Richard.
Hey, we've got a lot for you today. We're going to take a look at CGC yet again. I know, I guess I was going to say I don't like talking about it, but I think I'm going to like it this week.
Yeah,
Are they making improvements? Are things changing? We'll let you know, and you can decide. Plus, as always, our underrated books of the week, the 25-year rule takes us back to 1997. And we're going to start off with our hot book of the week. Richard, what is it?
This week's hot book is Wonder Man #1.
Well,
I remember us talking about this book at some point a few weeks ago.
What is DC going to think about this? Well, go ahead. Tell people why it's hot.
News this week is Marvel is developing a Wonder Man show. Because of this, sales of the book have shot up. It's Wonder Man's first solo title.
Now we're seeing sales for high grades of this book. This is a one-shot that came out in 1985, 1986. It's got a great Bill Sienkiewicz cover. You see this in dollar bins for decades, and now it's a $15 to $25 book. This is not Wonder Man's first appearance. That goes all the way back to Avengers #9, which was his first and last appearance for about a decade, because DC Comics across the street saw a Marvel comic with a big thing across the front that said Wonder Man. And Martin Goodman, the publisher of Marvel, got a phone call from DC saying, hey, cut it out. And so they played ball and they kept Wonder Man away until the mid-70s, when all of a sudden DC launched a book featuring Power Girl. And Marvel said, wait a second, we have Power Man. I thought we had a deal. And they immediately brought Wonder Man back to life in the Avengers. So it's a long, twisted tale with Wonder Man.
That's awesome. I love that back alley fighting that Marvel and DC did.
I know. Just so you guys know, this is not Wonder Man's first solo book. It's his first solo title, but he actually had his first solo run in Marvel Premiere 55, which shot up to highs of about $55 for high grades and raws as well. So it's up to you which one you think you want to spec on here, I guess.
Right. Absolutely.
Hey, if you're not following us on Facebook and Instagram at Bronze and Modern Gods, why not do so? Hey, check out our Instagram right now. I got a bunch of slabs up for sale if you want, looking for some Miles Morales stuff and Ghost Rider #1, things like that. And if you like our videos, hit like, hit subscribe. It helps us out. Tell your friends, tell your dad, tell your mom. All right, Richard, let's talk about our main topic today, which is CGC changes, positive ones, for gosh sakes. Did you get the email about the shipping changes last week?
I did. I was surprised as someone who sends quite a number of books. I'm going to say quite a number of books to CGC every year. This was a welcome change. If you live in the U.S.,
I've got invoices. I'm waving invoices.
CGC is now using FedEx ground shipping.
What do you think about that? Do you like FedEx?
So far, I have not had a negative experience with FedEx in terms of shipping books. I typically ship USPS, but I have no problem with FedEx. And I think they went that route because FedEx does the higher rates of insurance on packages that other services don't do.
Right. Let's break it down. So CGC made a deal with FedEx. This happens in my day job. You know, we negotiate with shippers all the time. And if you go with one exclusively, they give you a break. CGC got a break and they're passing the savings along to you. So what this means is if you live in the US for 1 to 5 slabs, it's going to cost you $20. Now,
it's crazy.
I'm looking right here at my invoices that from the books that I got when I submitted them a while ago that I've talked about. I got 4 slabs. I sent it back USPS registered mail. Shipping was $57. I would have saved $37 alone on that shipment with the new deal. So I'm happy. And like you said, insurance for up to $100K is also included.
Right. It gets difficult when you get to those higher dollar books. the method of shipping is incredibly important because of that insurance. And to have them have a cap of 100K means if you're doing high-end books, you have now more confidence in being able to trust CGC.
It'll cover your Amazing Fantasy 2.5.
Yeah, that's true. Those ship your Spider-Man #1 this way.
Right. Now, if you do not live within the US, you're lucky right now. The same, because we're on fire. The same shipping for international customers will now be $80 with up to 50K of insurance. So the insurance goes down a little bit there. I think you can sum it up thusly: better deal, faster shipping, more insurance.
Yeah, I'm impressed. I love it. I don't know what the motivation for CGC not just absorbing that as profit. They've not shied away from profit in the past.
I think they're listening. We'll get to that in a second, but we should note that this starts with shipments that leave the facility on July 5th. So if you're getting ready to send a submission this week, I'd hold off another week. I would do it late this week or next week, so you'll be sure to get the new shipping charges. Or heck, hold on to them until San Diego Comic-Con and bring them and submit them then, if you are going to submit books again. Are we going to submit books again? We'll get there, because I have more good news. Finger bends, everybody's favorite new graders notes that's come out of nowhere. CGC is taking some action on this. Someone, not me, but I contributed, on the CGC forums, started a whole thread about finger bends and how all of a sudden all the books they're submitting have this note in the graders notes. These books were pressed before they were sent. There's no way they had finger bends when they left my house. Gosh darn it. And luckily, many other people jumped in on this thread with examples of submissions that were pressed with no bends, and they're all coming back with finger bends to cover in the notes. So the admin for the forum left this post on the thread. When this thread first popped up, I mentioned to the new QC manager that people were getting a lot of books that had finger bends in the graders notes. And I asked him to check into the page counting step of the grading process. Yes, take it away from the monkeys that you hired. I went on to say that many of these books were pressed by professionals, and in many cases, they were hand-delivered to CGC. It appears that I need to bring up the encapsulation issue as well. Yeah, some people are saying when their books are encapsulated, they're rippling because the pressure is too much. I'm going to swipe the image here, and I'm interested in any other comments that people have about this. What? I'm interested in any other comments that people have about this. Well, you, viewer, listener, I encourage you to go to the description below in the show notes, click on that link, and leave them your examples. If they want to hear from us, let's inundate them with examples, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I didn't think of this. I sent in a shipment of books to CGC with the minimum grade I wanted to get graded was 9.6.
Right.
Out of the 33 books I sent in, 25 of them ended up being 9.6 or greater. But there's no grader notes on the books that got rejected. So I wonder how many of those books were rejected because of finger bends. They were all pressed. They were all, in my opinion, 9.6 or better. So this could really be affecting a lot of people.
I just like the fact that someone is acknowledging this at the CGC level now. They're saying, oh, okay, there's more than one person complaining about this. There may be a problem. Let's look into it, which is all we can ask for. I mean, well, we can ask for more. We can ask them to fix it and, retrain the monkeys.
I don't see, because of the expense of admitting there's an issue, of them ever admitting anything. I could see them changing their policy so that finger bends disappear, but I don't see them regrading the existing books.
So, Richard, I'm going to beat everyone to the comments here and ask the question myself. Does this change our minds about submitting to CGC? Exhale, pause.
Yeah. For me, there have been enough positive changes at CGC that if this was instituted, if they change their policy on this, then I could see myself submitting more books, very specific books to CGC. I just don't think I'm going to ever be the guy who's sending them. At one time I was sending them 50 books a month.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I just don't see myself getting to that level again.
I'm going to be honest. I'm always honest. I might take a few to San Diego with me. I might. The fact that they're listening is encouraging. I know you guys are going to beat me up in the comments. Way to take a stand, John, for 3 weeks. But they replied. They're listening. I'm going to follow that thread and see. I don't know. I'm happy that the shipping thing was big. I mean, it was like, oh, these people are pissed. We got to do something. And the finger bends thing came out of the blue. I was like, wow, okay. So I'm being transparent. I'm being honest. I don't know. Maybe ish.
Yeah. I mean, as situation changes, it's fluid. The more improvements they make and the better value that it is, the more inclined I'll be able to send in more books.
Yeah. All right. Well, if you were following us on Facebook or Instagram the last week or so, you will see that Richard and I both had some travels. We were getting on a plane and, well, I was going to say overpaying for flights and gas, but I actually bought my plane ticket over a year ago. So I got a great deal. Where did you go?
I went to North Carolina. We went to Outer Banks, out by the ocean, and did a family trip there and had a good time.
Any comic book shops while you were there?
Yeah, there was one bookshop out there, and I got some good deals. So
do you know the name?
I don't remember the name of it. I'm sorry.
Okay, well, you lose. Comic shop in North Carolina. I went to London. I went to the UK. Can you guess why? If you're watching on YouTube, there's a giant ass clue on my sweater. Yes, I know. Roll your eyes, everybody. I actually went to London to see the ABBA animated computer avatar, whatever you want to call it, concert. And it was amazing, but this is not a music podcast, so I won't bore you with that. I did spend a week there and I went funny book shopping all over the place. The first place I went to was a place called Gosh Comics, which was, I believe, in Soho adjacent. It was cool. Two stories, the top stories, a little touristy, graphic novels, calendars, things like that. But downstairs, wow, some great back issues, including Richard many 2000 ADs.
Oh, boy, I bet.
Yeah, a lot of British comic mags and Silver Age Brit reprints of Marvel titles, like Amazing Stories of Suspense that reprints the Man in the Iron Mask, Dr. Doom prototype from Tales of Suspense. You like that? All right, you like that?
It's gorgeous, yeah.
And maybe a copy of Creepy Worlds that reprints Spider-Man 13.
Nice.
You like that?
It's the Creepy that reprints Fantastic Four 5.
No, I looked for it though. I did not see that. Anything that was a key, I kind of grabbed. Prices were great. Another place I went to that I liked quite a bit was the Notting Hill Comics Exchange, which strangely enough was in Notting Hill. Excellent back issue selection there, both US and UK titles with some great prices. How about Invaders #9 with Union Jack from the UK, but a Pence version? Hey, they spelled Marvel All Color Comics. They spelled color wrong. Anybody want to tell them? And a whole bunch of other things like X-Men Pence copy. Anyone? X-Men 118 Pence copy.
That is awesome. With
the misspelling of color yet again. Wink, wink. The best part of Notting Hill Comics Exchange is we were there, and there was this, I would say he was about 10 or 11-year-old boy going through the back issues, and his mom is like there patiently. And at one point, I called out to my husband, Rafi. I said, Rafi. And the little boy said, yes. His name was Rafi, too. And we started talking about comics. And he started quizzing me. He's like, did you know that the first appearance of Spider-Man was actually in Amazing Fantasy 15? And I said, yes. who's your favorite comic book artist? And I'm waiting for him to say Rob Liefeld or something like that. And he goes, Jack King Kirby.
Oh, wow.
Wow. I think we're going to adopt you, young man.
Little 10-year-old John.
It was the cutest thing. His mom was so sweet, just sitting there waiting while she said to us, you know, all his friends are into sport and football, and he never gets to talk comic books with anyone. So she just sat back and let two creepy old guys talk about comic books with her son for about a half hour. It was sweet. The kids are all right. You know what I mean? And then of course we had to go to Forbidden Planet. Now, Forbidden Planet, it's a tourist trap. I'm just going to say it. It was, new comics only, no back issues whatsoever. Big emphasis on graphic novels, comic merch, games, some kind of Pokemon card, Magic Gathering card stuff, but no back issues to speak of.
Oh, really?
No, they did have the new Marvel Spider-Man Fortnite #1. There was a Forbidden Planet variant that I grabbed a few copies of. But yeah, I was waiting for Forbidden Planet to be the one to blow me away, and unfortunately, it was not.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, but you got to go to a funny book show today.
Yeah, I had a good time. Here in Ohio, there was the Akron Summit County Comic Con that happens every year. Me and our mutual buddy Forrest, we go every year, and this year, I wore my Dr. Doom shirt.
I see that.
My wife got for Father's Day. I really appreciate that, honey. And I got a lot of compliments on the shirt, and I got a lot of people who recognize me, which was a little disconcerting.
Get them!
Yeah, it was great. It was great seeing people who appreciated the show. I got a lot of people saying, "Say hi to John for me."
Uh-oh.
So, no, it was a lot of love for the show, and I really appreciate it, and we both appreciate it. We do the show because it's fun, and and we try to share that with people. And if people resonate with that, that is awesome.
So, what'd you get?
Well, I am in savings mode because I am saving for a big purchase. So, I went mainly to look at books and just enjoy the camaraderie of hanging out with my comic nerd friends. But I did buy a couple things. One was a book that you requested.
Oh,
was sale #1.
Moon! Yay!
Yeah, I know. Rafa's been looking for this.
Yeah, first print. How's it look?
It looks really good. It looks really, really nice.
Nice.
Clean spine, sharp corners.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a good book to grade.
If I take them.
Yeah.
I'm trying to preempt all the comments. Go on.
And the only book I bought for myself was Daredevil 37.
I thought you had that. I thought I got that for you.
Yes, I do have it.
Okay.
At the time I'm at the show, I could not remember if I had it or not. I saw it for a good price. It's a good copy. It can't hurt to have two.
Sure.
I will keep whichever one is the best grade, and the other one I'll probably sell. But this is some of my some of the best characters. Yeah, Dr. Doom and Daredevil. So
hold on a second. Hold that up. Look at Daredevil's arm. It looks like his shoulder's dislocated. That always bugged me. His right shoulder is like coming out of the middle of his torso. It's like Gene colon, like crap that out of his colon.
Some of the early poses for Daredevil, for Spider-Man, for example. I don't know what was going on with Ditko, but
Gene Colan had let's call it a loose relationship with anatomy sometimes.
Well, Spider-Man, when he's doing one of these numbers, and it's
but at least it's like he looks like he has a skeleton. But go on.
Okay, those are the two books I bought. I saw a lot of nice books because I had to justify whatever I bought, reducing my war chest, which I'm saving for a big book.
Yeah.
The only way to save for a big book is to not spend money on other books. And I don't have very much that I need for the PC that is a lower purchase. So unless I saw something like Love and Rockets #1, first print in the high grade, that's always on my list. I just really didn't see anything that I wanted to buy. I saw a lot of stuff, a lot of good stuff. There was a lot of good dealers there. And it's a great show because of the crowd. It was a great crowd, and again, a lot of people recognize me, which I just find unbelievably flattering. I had a conversation with a couple of nice guys who I saw when we first walked in, and I ran into him a little bit later at the show and at one of the booths, and he told me interesting story. Apparently, he bought 30 copies of Ultimate Fallout 4, the Pacelli second print, for about $70 a piece, and he was having a hard time justifying the purchase to his girlfriend. And two things: number one, always ask for forgiveness, not permission. and number two, I think you got to steal. I was talking to John about this earlier. You know, if I ran across 30 copies of that particular book for $70 a piece, it'd be a no-brainer purchase. You know, of course, if it depends on the condition, obviously. But he indicated these books were, you know, in high grade. When you get a 9.8 of this book selling for between $500 and $600 right now, spending $70 for it, even adding into the expense of getting it graded, you got yourself a bargain, in my opinion.
Susie Orman would say, denied, denied, denied. But okay.
Yeah, I mean, you take the top 10 books out of the 30, send them in to get graded. They're 9.6, 9.8s. Those 10 books will pay for the other books just easily, and the rest of it's all profit.
Yeah, indeed. I'm proud of you having the will, the iron will to save, because I thought to myself, I'm going to save all my funny book money for Comic-Con in 3 weeks. And this morning I was on a spending spree on live sales, and I was like, okay, I need to sell some books to make up for that.
Yeah, I'm not saying I didn't buy anything. There's some purchases I have made, but they were like $50, $60 purchases. I haven't bought anything big.
Well, you know, if we had bought all these keys 25 years ago, back in 1997, what would we have paid? I don't know, but it's time for the 25-year rule. 25 years ago, 1997, an ABBA reunion is the last thing on anyone's mind. It'll never happen. And we look at the books from 25 years ago, including this one, Magnus Robot Fighter #1. Hurry? Yes, another reboot for Magnus. This is the first issue of the relaunch of the Valiant title that ran through the 90s, this time under the Acclaim Comics umbrella. Remember when Acclaim, the video game company, bought Valiant? And they said, hey, we're going to use all this intellectual property to launch video games, movies, and merch, and we're going to take over the world. Remember that? Remember how it lasted 3 years? Good job, Acclaim. Yeah, Magnus, #1 from 1997. Great art by Mike McCone, always good. This issue also has a nice painted cover, variant cover by Vince Evans that I've never seen in person. Have you? Let us know. Despite the lower print runs for these Acclaim comics and a fan base that's been around for Magnus since the Gold Key Comics days, you can score a high-grade raw copy of Magnus Robot Fighter #1 from 1997 for a whopping $3 on eBay. However, a CGC 9.8 sold for $50 last November. Woo, rich. This run for Magnus lasted a whole 18 issues before Acclaim pulled the plug and sunk underwater, never to publish comics again.
What a weird thing, having a game publisher making comics.
I think the only video game that actually came out based on the Valiant characters was the Shadow Man video game. I remember that for Sega. I think Acclaim did that, but I don't know if any of the others ever made it to production, never got out. They tried to reboot the Valiant universe yet again in the last dying gasp of 2000 with Unity 2000, another Unity crossover, written by Jim Shooter. I mean, they were doing the right things. Drawn by Jim Starlin.
Wow. Yeah.
I mean, 3 issues of it came out, and then out of 6, and then we're done. I've never seen an issue 3 of Unity 2000. Apparently it exists. I want one. If you have one, let me know. Hey, time for our underrated books of the week. Richard, you and that Art Adams and the X-Girls.
Yeah, I love me some Art Adams. You know, Art Adams seems to be a very polarizing artist. So either
really?
you like him, So yeah, there's a lot of people who don't. I don't understand why. His
Who doesn't like Art Adams?
no, that's what I have to say.
Sarah Lee. Nobody doesn't like Sarah Lee.
His characters, they are. I want to say derivative, but a lot of them look a lot alike. Let's put it that way.
So do John Burns. People.
Yeah, this is true as well. Anyway, my pick this week is X-Men Hellfire Gala #1, the 1 in 25 cover by Art Adams. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. On the cover, it has the White Queen. She doesn't have a lot of clothes on, but that seems to be a theme with the White Queen. It's something that seems to be encapsulated or captured in a lot of cover art.
This is like a drag queen. It's a corset, a cape, and thigh-high boots. What do you need?
Yeah. This is a new book. It hasn't come out yet. It's not out till July 13th, I think.
Okay.
I think this whole series is really interesting. The premise is there is a costume gala happening at the Hellfire Club, and you get all these different characters coming to this gala, and there's a bunch of covers with them dressed up in costumes that are different from their normal costumes. A kind of like a carnival version of their costumes in some cases. There's a gorgeous Dr. Doom cover that is coming out where Doom is dressed up in this awesome armor with this kind of a crystalline mask. Amazing cover. So I think this is a great opportunity for people who like covers to take advantage of. And this is Art Adams. The reason I picked this one specifically is a lot of Art Adams variant covers and ratio covers end up having and retaining their value. Right now, if you were to go on eBay and look for this book, you're going to pay double ratio, about $50 for this book in high grade. But there's a pattern behind these. New Mutants 25, which is another Art Adams book where he does magic, Ileana. He does an excellent, it's another excellent cover, I think, of the same caliber. It is hovering around $400 or $500 for a 9.4. It's hard. I have yet to see anything higher than a 9.4 for this book.
Wow.
You got Young Alley's #6. He did the 1 in 10 variant there, which is one of my favorite books of all time. And that is also a high value book. So I think this is an opportunity to pick up a great ratio cover for a reasonable cost. And hopefully this book will follow the same patterns the other books have.
All right. Thoughts on the X-Men right now. First of all, I hate this trade dress. I mean, I know I'm an old man. This is the old man portion of the podcast, so feel free to skip. Hellfire Club, is it in New York still? Is it on Krakatoa? Where is it? When's the last time you read an X-Men book?
When they rebooted Powers of 10, Powers of House of X.
Was it good?
Yes, it was excellent.
Okay,
absolutely excellent. And that's when this trade dress started.
Mm-hmm.
And I absolutely, I hate it. I hated it then. I thought it was, it just didn't convey what I picture as X-Men. Again, we're old guys.
I know it's not for us, but still, we can have an opinion.
Yeah, but it's the trade dress carried over a new language that was invented, and that was kind of based on that. And it is what it is. I'm not a big fan of it, but I won't let a crappy Star Trek looking logo ruin my day.
Well, you're the second person to really talk up House of X. That's Hickman, right?
Yes.
My man Paul at House of Secrets in Burbank, pulled me aside and was like, "Look, you got to read this, John. I know your taste. I know you used to love the X-Men," and he was really pushing it on me. So I should probably check it out.
You should read it. Professor X has had enough.
Okay, don't tell me. I want to read it.
Professor X ponies up, and big changes are made. And
all right,
it's a great story because it takes place in 3 different timelines.
Oh God, I'm lost already. Go on.
No, definitely read it. Definitely read it. It's a great reboot. It's the best reboot of X-Men I've seen because it's burn all bridges and reconstruct from the ground up.
See, that may be what has had to be done, because the last time I read X-Men was Astonishing X-Men, the Josh Joss Whedon run.
Okay.
Yeah, and that was really good, but it was really back to basics. It was like back to Claremont Byrne. Here's Colossus and Kitty and Lockheed. I mean, that's why I liked it, but I'll give it a shot.
Read it.
I will. My underrated book of the week is Marvel Premiere number 26. Hercules, Hercules, Hercules.
You and your Hercules.
This is a good one, though, not just because I love me some Herc. This is the first solo Hercules title. This came out around the same time that Hercules was in the Champions, which always featured him front and center on the covers. So I don't know what was going on in 1975, but someone at Marvel really thought Hercules was a sales draw because he was on the cover a lot, front and center for these things. The story itself, really, let's call it workmanlike.
Oh, wow. That's not high praise.
It filled 17 pages.
Wow.
It had words by Bill Mantlo. There were drawings by George Tuska and Vince Colletta. There is an art team supreme. Yeah, if we see Herc show up in the next Thor movie, though, like Zeus is in Love and Thunder, so obviously something's going to happen there. This book, along with Journey into Mystery Annual #1, could see some action. Now, the last sale for a 9.8 was way back in 2013 for a whopping 46 doll hairs.
Wow.
And I have a Pence copy. Pip, pip, cheerio.
Excellent.
Color spelled wrong again. All right. Go get your books.
Yeah.
This week.
Yeah. You read Hickman. Excellent story. You will not regret it.
All right. And you, viewer, listener, whatever you're doing, stop. Go to Instagram and Facebook and follow us at Bronze and Modern Gods. If you're on YouTube, do us a favor. See that little thumbs up thing down there? Hit it for us. If you have not hit the red button that says subscribe, we are beseeching you. I haven't beseeched you in a while, dear viewer. Richard, I'm bummed you're not coming to San Diego.
I am too. There are reasons why, and
they're good ones.
They're good ones. But I am disappointed and relieved that I am not going to CGC. To SDCC. I'm disappointed because I love going to shows with you because you have a nose for bargains.
I'm a bloodhound.
Yeah, so that's always fun. And I love seeing the different vendors. I'm not missing the lines and the pressive crowds that will probably be there for this first version of STCC since the whole issues we've had the past few years.
Nice way to put it. All right. Hopefully I will see people there, but we have a few more episodes and a couple more weeks before that happens. So we will see you next time. Bye, everybody.
Yep. Everybody stay safe.